Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, nice and decent people. Just rock and come in. Music, sweet. I can never separate the music from the channel, because music are the thing. Music hype you up, it calms you down, it mellows you out. Music are the pre, yeah. Big up to everybody locked in, people. It's match day 5 in the UCL now. Big up to UEFA who they got this part of the scheduling right. Because last match day, they had Bayern Munich and PSG on at the same time. Liverpool and Real Madrid was on. It was who does that? But yeah, today you got Chelsea, you got Barcelona. Tomorrow you got Arsenal, you got Bayern. You got the clashes are clashing. That's what we want to see, right? Clashes for the number one spot tomorrow. It doesn't matter, but it kind of does, right? No one wants to be second fiddle, bragging rights, and all that stuff. But you always want to be at the top. Not that it matters, but it does, right? You do not want to lose your great record in the Champions League going into the run-in, so to speak. But all of a sudden, you got Bayern Munich, which is their attack is just completely unstoppable. Our defense in the league impenetrable. So something has to give. Something has to give tomorrow. Battle of first and second. Battle of what? What is Chelsea and that's that 11th and 12th, I think. Barcelona and Chelsea trying to get into that top 8. No one wants that playoff. Anything can happen in that playoff. You don't want that. Injuries happen. Anyone on their day can knock anyone out this competition. You want the path of least resistance to this Champions League title, if you're being honest. And I completely agree. Matter of fact, any cup competition, when the FA Cup comes around, give me the easiest damn draw. I don't want to be fighting it out with anybody. Big up to my brother Waffle Don, says first. Sanford Pet says second, Bluebird third, United. I told that damn Wahaha yesterday, I told him. I told man. Isn't that what rants be on? I told man. I told him, like, bro, you have resorted to factory settings. After the Sunderland and the Liverpool game, where I actually thought they would actually do something. And I actually thought they would do factory reset against Brighton. Now, fair play to them. They did win against Brighton. But that's where it ends. Palace, Tottenham, and now this. Yeah, they're just, they're back to like how did this happen? Now, listen, people. If put your top Gooner hat on for a second, even if you're not an Arsenal fan. Just put your top Gooner fan and victim mentality hat for a second and just look at this from the optics. Imagine if Arsenal Football Club was at home, the opposition gets a red card in the 13th minute. So essentially you got the whole fucking game to play against 10 men when the game is 0-0. Then you concede and then go on to lay an egg at home. Oh, Jesus. The world would have been on fire. The internet would have, but United have been so shit, people just shrugged their shoulders and said, no one cares. Because we knew the purple patch shit was over, right? Pressure back on Amarim. In, out, in, out. Big up to Hendo. Big up to BBK and everyone watching. The Sea Power Station shopping mall by the Thames in London. Hey, man. Easy with the money, Hendo out here spending all just throw it in the bag, Hendo. Just don't even check the price. Just throw it in the bag. Hey, Z Cars as an intro. One day. I gotta try to work out the copyright kinks before YouTube just start beating them up before they kick me off the channel. Big up to my brother Darren Martin. Manners and respect every single time. See Darren going around, keeping the standards high. The catch up here and there. Don't ever stop doing what you're doing, my bro. Big up to you. All the time. Big up to Sheldon. Manners and respect for the ground. Man like Guna SE who completely refuses to ever spell my name the way it's spelled. Big him up. Arsenal made their statement in the league, and it's your chance to do it in the UCL. That's too early to make a statement, I think. I think it's way too early to make a statement. We almost did I just freeze again? We almost made a statement last year against Real Madrid. Well, we started to talk and didn't finish the sentence. With the 5-1 win, you know, PSG did. I think PSG was in the playoff last year, weren't they? And then just blitzed all the English teams. You know, they blitzed City, they blitzed Villa, Liverpool, us, all the way to the final when they had a record win. Now, that's the statement you want to make. Get to the final and make a record statement. Beat whoever you beat in 5-0. That's what you want to be on. But yeah, you know, the chess that I've had so far all season where I'm saying I've yet to predict the Arsenal loss. I've yet to predict the Arsenal loss. Matter of fact, I predicted wins up until this point. But tomorrow's game, it ends there. Not saying we're gonna lose, but I will predict the win tomorrow. I just don't think we win this game. And that's like out of a lot of respect for Bayern. That's out of the fixture congestion. That's based on the rotation plans that I think Arteta may or may not use. But will I be surprised if it's 2-1 at the end of the day to us? Nope. Won't be surprised. We'll be happy as a pig in shit. But, you know, if we draw the game 1-1, draw the game 2-2, there will be no meltdown. You know, regardless of how we draw. Even if we draw it like at Southampton where we're up and Mikel finds a way to do some craziness, taking off this guy, taking off that guy, and we can see it, I won't even care. As long as we don't lose. We get a point there, and we look forward to Sunday because we know where our priorities lie. Watch Raya get lobbed tomorrow night. If he dares. So if he does this, if he gets lobbed, especially in one of the cup competitions, Mikel will be well within his right to start playing Kepa in the cup competitions. Because Kepa is our cup keeper. EFL, FA Cup, expect to see Kepa. Well, this shit is a cup competition as well. So start playing Kepa because at least we know Kepa is better than David Raya at penalties. At least we know that. And Raya will be our prime goalkeeper. But we can't have men out here getting lobbed left, right, and center. It's just a bad look. It looks worse every time I see it. I'm not gonna lie. Yep. Top 2 of the table clashes in a row for us. Yeah. Us against Chelsea, isn't it? So it's time that we make some separation at the end of the weekend. Because we would love nothing more than to look at the table at the end of the weekend, match week 13, and see a 9-point separation between us and Chelsea. And most of us are expecting City to beat Leeds. I think they have Leeds. So that will remain 7. Now, I heard was it a Race for London show or Let's Talk Ball, the Dan Pot show the other day. I was watching that. And they were talking about the Man City fixture away. Match week 33, LB was talking to Dan Potts and was saying something along the lines of, as it stands, we're 7 points clear, but it might as well be 4 because I expect City to beat Arsenal at the head-to-head. That's what he said. LB's words, not mine. And I'm like, you know what, fair. That's the attitude you have to have as a Man City fan, and I get it. However, I'm looking at that fixture from the standpoint of when it gets to match week 33, I'm hoping that game don't matter. I'm hoping that we're so far ahead that we go into that game with the least amount of pressure and can just play. You know, shit, if I have it my way, the league should be already wrapped up by then. Our match week 30. You know, City drop points between here and there, and we just continue to be the most consistent team between match week 13 and match week 32. And just chop at it until we get there. Because I do believe if that fixture comes around and we have, you know, decent daylight between us and them, then, you know, I actually think we can go there and get a win. But if it's a 7-point, 6-point game where they can cut it to a 1-game lead, it could be sticky. I don't want that. I don't want that type of pressure on these men. If my club wins, I'm expecting the final. I'm expecting us to get to the EFL Cup final. If I'm being honest. Big up to Monster again. Hit the like and subscribe on the way in, people. Please and thanks. Big up to Wahaha, 1-0 loser from yesterday. Can't believe you did that, Mabdu. Can't believe. But you said you weren't confident, so I can't even cook you too much. This team only has potential to win leagues if we don't bottle 2 or 3 games in a row, but not a cup competition because of the inability to win 10 games in a row. And essentially, you can, a cup is essentially what, 6 or 7 game run, and you can lift the cup, right? So you can, the Premier League campaign over 9 months and 38 match weeks mixed with all those other competitions running concurrently proves, a level of consistency that's worthy of, say, hey, we're the best in the land over 38 weeks, and no one could stop you. But yeah, essentially, you put a good cup run together, get the luck of the draw, bang, bang, bosh, and you'll find yourself in the final. Because right now, we are 3 wins away from winning the EFL. But so is Cardiff, and so is City, and so is everyone in it. But factually, it's a true statement. You're 3 wins away from your first trophy of the season. So big up to Guna Rican. I don't know if you're still in DR out there, sipping on the mimosas and all that stuff. But big up to you, bro. Hope you are good. Cringe having conversation about Man United. Why are we doing this? Because we have part of the BBK family. We have Man United faithful that check in. But you have to get your digs in. What you'll never see me do, though, is do a Man United stream. But you see them, man. And them, man, who I'm talking to. You look at them, man, channels. Them, man, have full-blown Arsenal hate-alongs, up-alongs, watch-alongs, spray-alongs, and full-blown streams that they talk nothing about Arsenal. Nothing but Arsenal. And these men are Chelsea fans, they're United fans, they're City fans. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. Black Slave Catcher. What the hell? Check out the name on this. The best on-time streamer on the plot. That name is mad, to be fair. Jesus Christ. Big up to Kwaja. Hope you are good, G. Manners and respect every time. Don't mess around with Kane because he's got that vision to love, man. Yeah, he does. He does. He has the vision. He has the tech. The ball striking ability. He has all that. But I purposely put Elise in the thumbnail. Super Michael Elise, Claire's husband. I put him in the thumbnail for a reason because it's him versus Eze. They went to Crystal Palace. They did their thing. They came. They saw. They conquered. They moved on to bigger and better clubs. And now they face off 1-2 seed in the Champions League at the Emirates. This could be one for the ages. I know they have texted one another over the past couple of days. Matter of fact, when the fixture list came out, or as soon as Eze signed for Arsenal, I'm sure their guys like, hey, see you on November 26th. Big day. And I know they're going to be up for it. Their men are coming off hat-tricks of assists plus 2 goals, 9.9, 9.7 performance. They are on a high right now, and it's going to be a spectacle, And I'm expecting Eze to rise to the challenge. You're one of our own, Eberici. So, it's there for you. It's all written in the stars. You didn't score your first goal for Arsenal until you played Crystal Palace. It's like poetic justice. And then the team that you rejected to come to Arsenal, lo and behold, you have your best game against them. So, it's all there for you. Now, this is another fantastic storyline that the PR can run, and I'm here for it. I just hope we come out on the good end of it, or not on the end of a battering, because that would really, I don't want to be going into the weekend with our heads hung low of a beating. Bayern are top scorers in Europe right now. Best defense versus best attack is tasty. Yeah, it's paradox. That's what they call it, right? When the unstoppable force meets the immovable object, what happens? Something's got to give. And I do still believe we have the best defense, even with Big Gabby being out. I think we have enough. I think we can get some change out of Ooper Maguire. Whoever else they got back there. I don't even know. Is Kingman J fit? I didn't even look at the projected lineup. Pardon me, people. Haven't even had a look at the projected lineup for what might run tomorrow. But Upamecano, Jonathan Tah, Lammer, and Stanzic. Okay. But they still got that fucking Neuer in goal. He is a unit. That guy. Eh. Was it cringe when you were chatting about Liverpool? I have to talk about United. United fans matter. They do matter. Wahaha gives us good footballing takes, and I respect him for that as a United fan. He never hides. You know, every now and then he takes a day off after United get punched up, but he doesn't hide. He shows up and takes his punches like a G. So big him up. Mito comes through. Mito's another one that doesn't hide either, because he can't, because he calls himself the Liverpool Slayer. I still can't believe yesterday I heard that man call Isak the Ozempic Saeed. I never heard that. I don't know if he got that from someone, but if he came up with that, I need to tap into some of what Mito is on, because the wordplay on that boy is phenomenal. The Ozempic Saeed. I couldn't believe he got away with saying that. Hey, we have to, man. They lost at home to 10 men, to Moise, to their former manager, who they unfairly sacked. Big up to Jordan, man. Hope you are good. So now I was expecting a stinker from start to finish. Been too long. The players been bailing this man out lately. So when people say United have one game a week and it's going to benefit them, this is the in these situations is when it doesn't. This is when it actually hurts. When you have a stinker like that and you have to sit on it for a week. I mean, that's the reason you were on Monday Night Football anyway, because you weren't in Europe. Now, if you did that stinker on Saturday or Sunday and you played today or tomorrow, and you're over it. Even if you were in Europa, you have a midweek game to right your wrongs. But you have to sit on that for a whole week before you pack up and go to Selhurst Park. Not a good look, because I don't think you win that either. At this point, homeboy just needs to tap out and say, hey, this was the stupidest challenge I've ever made. United are not going to win 5 games in a row in any competition. Let me just cut my damn hair. The gimmick is up. AJ said, this is really making me mad. If we had beaten Liverpool and City, Sunderland would have been 15 points clear. Even Arteta couldn't bottle that. I'm more upset at the Liverpool game than I am at any other one. Because as we've seen, I think it's only us and Villa went to Anfield and didn't score. Everyone else went there and bust net. Everyone. The City game I was upset about as well, because he had the blueprint from the Liverpool game where you started that midfield and it didn't work, and then you're gonna do it against, man. I feel like Arteta is still learning on the job. This 6 years in, he should be making rookie mistakes. I don't care if he throws the League Cup, stack him in the dressing room. Now we have to win that, man. I think we're better than every team in it. So I'm expecting us to be EFL Cup champions whenever that final is played. I think it's February. Remember when we even were on a win streak and still lost to Bayern? The last time we played Bayern in the Champions League at the Emirates, it was 2-2. I think it was Saka who scored, and Trossard came on as a sub. Jesus actually played well that game. I don't remember if Jesus started that game or he came on as a sub. I think he came on as a sub instead of Trossard for that goal. Big up to the assembled. Big up to Gary. Do you think it was fair for Gahey to slap Keane after that hard push, or he should have let go? It's a reaction, isn't it? There's no telling that how you react when you get pushed, because especially after a defensive blunder. I know Keane. I think is Keane the captain. I think Keane might be the captain. The captain talks to you a certain way. If Gay felt like he was being humiliated or targeted, that's probably why he reacted. And it seems to be like there's something else going on there, because teammates talk to teammates hard all the time. Teammates yell at teammates all the time. So there might be some issue, some carryover from a previous issue there. And if the referee's back was turned, he gets away with it, but the ref was looking directly at it. think the ref probably could have used some discretion and some common sense there. Kind of like when they started the goal kicks, the goalie in the Burnley Chelsea game, the goalie gave the ball to the defender. He handled it and then kicked it. The ref could have gave a pen for that, but in the spirit of the game, he says, but he gave him a red. In hindsight, the red may have even helped Everton because they're focused. They're focused, locked in from there on, and then they couldn't be penetrated. Pause. Yeah, Upper Maguire, man. Think we can get some change out of him. Or that he has a mistake or two in him, and I hope he makes both of them tomorrow. I think we can get a W. We have to. Yeah, I think we can beat Bayern, but this attack is it's relentless, man. Olise, and the thing is, right? I know it's a European fixture, but the fact of the situation is that we have seen Michael Olise perform at a high level in the Premier League. We've seen him cook at this. Matter of fact, you remember the United game when he cooked Casemiro and all that, man. So he has supreme talent. He's a bad boy. Now, who do we start at left back? Because Olise is starting against Calafiori, which I still don't think he's all the way fit. I think he might have been one of them injections and the North London derby adrenaline that carried him through that game. And let's be honest, Tottenham didn't have anything going forward. Tell and Kolomouani, and he dealt with that. Probably didn't need to wash his shirt, didn't break a sweat. Dealing with Olise tomorrow is a complete different kettle of fish than what he's versus Tottenham. Because he tucks in, he goes out wide. It's going to be a hell of a game. To slowing down that attack. The uglier we make this game, the better our chances are, because we have demonstrated that we can do the ugly thing. 0 injuries and we don't get smoked. Yeah, I don't think it's a must. So big up to the boys and big up to Mikel for putting us in this position where we don't need to win this game per se. Right? We can get a draw and still be comfortably in the top 8. But I tell you what, if we don't concede, I think we win. I don't think this has anything of a 0-0 draw. I think we will score. So we keep a clean sheet against this lot. Chest. Can you imagine the chest on board 10 if we keep a clean sheet versus Bayern? Or if we do them like we did Atletico? As most of us predicted wins. I know I did, but no one was saying 4-0. That we don't need a wire-to-wire, a 0 to 90-minute performance to beat Bayern convincingly, because we didn't do that against Atletico, right? It was a 15-minute span where we blitzed them and scored all 4 goals. We started strong against Tottenham on Sunday in the first 3 minutes when we had that chance that Declan missed. But from then on to like the 30th minute, wasn't much in it. And then, in a quick succession, blitz, come out of the first half. Within the first minute, bang. So, we have the ability to do that to teams where we go from 0 to 90, bang. But Bayern also has that uncanny ability to blow teams up quick. Tarkowski is captain, yeah. So there's something going on between them two. There's something. He's something. But luckily for him, they won the game because he could have cost them. But if you are one of those Everton players, man, and you were like nursed in a muscular injury and then your team go do that, now you have to run an extra 30% because they ran. Even Super Jack Grealish, I know he wanted to cook Man United yesterday, but he couldn't. He was having to do some shit housing. Big up to Dr. Seymour. Hope you're good, my G. Condolences again to you for your loss. We're gunning for you, my G. Okay. LFC Monster and Wahaha. Them two, But Bund is learning on the job. If someone hasn't learned the concept in 5+ years, chances are it's too large of a cognitive hurdle to jump. Man management is a basic concept. But the blunder that he did against Southampton suggests to me that he hasn't learned. Even though I completely agree with your statement, it is a basic concept. But when you go 1-0 up at Fulham and your first sub is to take off Eze and go on Merino, and you got away with it in that game for a 1-1, but then you do it away at Sunderland and it cost you the game, suggests to me that you have not learned. Kill off games, kill teams off, right? The same way you didn't go into a shell. We are up 3-0 on Tottenham. They score. Okay, all of a sudden it's a 3-1 game. Now the next goal is critical, because if the next goal came in that fixture, made it 3-2, squeaky bum. But the next goal made it 4-1. Kill the game off. But I don't think we've seen the end of those cowardly moves, cowardly subs moving forward. Because what I'm holding on to from that Sunderland game, if he's doing that type of stuff in match week 11, if we go to Etihad match week 33, I don't expect him to be brave then. If he's being cowardly in match week 11. Now, earlier I said, shit, I hope by the time we get to match week 33, we have a 17-point lead on Man City, not 7. Because then it won't matter. Here talks, big up to you. He says, my baller about to cook calamari. We'll see. But the thing is, Calafiori has had some good performances this season. Like, everyone expected him to get cooked at Anfield versus Mo Salah. Everyone, including myself. I was nervous because defensively, his positioning has been poor. Because I think very earlier on in the season, I think he's on the most yellow cards in the Prem for us. Very early on in the season, he accumulated 3 yellow cards. And that's symptomatic of someone who's always being caught out of position, have to pull someone's shirts and all that stuff, right? But I don't think he's picked up a yellow since. So he hasn't had a surge in performance. And I just don't think he is fit. And you don't want to be halfway fit. You don't want to be 100. You don't want to be 85%. None of that shit against that Olise brother. Because he is the real deal. He is not Bundesliga hype. He was cooking when he was in the Prem. Harry Kane better smell a riot of blood. He just can't get lobbed. If he get lobbed, I'm not here for it. What's he going to try at 10? Now tomorrow he's gonna go Raya. I wouldn't mind seeing Skelly. You started Skelly versus Atletico. Unless they act like Atletico is not a big boy team, they can attack. They have very good attacking players. So I wouldn't mind seeing Skelly, because what you don't want to do is, overplay Calafiori coming back from injury and then further injure him. Duty of care, like my brother Views always says. So I wouldn't mind seeing Skelly. Whoever you put next to Saliba, I'm calm, right? You can put Hincapié, you can put Mascara, it's calm there. Yeah. He's going to play Zubimendi. He's going to play Declan Rice. Eze, Saka, Trossard, Marino. That's what he's going to play. Now, I've seen pictures of Odegaard in training. Yeah, so who knows? I think Odegaard might play tomorrow. Might not start, but we might see him play. Mikel does this, yeah? He's a very good chess or a poker player. He puts on his poker face. His press conference was on in the background, obviously. Can't listen. I don't do the I can't do the press, because if his lips are moving, he's usually lying about something. So I can't really gauge anything that he is saying. Big up to the assemble. So the way Arsenal conceding against Tottenham, I assume, is worrying, but nobody is talking about it. Yeah, you know what? I think it's fixable the way we conceded that goal, because if you look at the frame, and I put it up yesterday. I think I still have it in here. The freeze frame. Where is it? Zubimendi has Timber straight ahead of him. He literally has Timber at the top of the screen. Just toe the ball to him. Worst case scenario, you Ross it back to Raya for an outlet pass. He did none of that. So that is fixable. That is a correctable mistake, right? And the next frame showed just he had even more players to pass the ball to before he lost it. So I think that can be rectified very easily. Zubi, don't hold the ball there. You can't. And Raya, when you see the last man with the ball doing a lateral dribble, take your ass back. Just take a step back. or start running back. Get back on your line. I don't know where the hell you. And the thing is, I got lobbed. The same shit happened in the preseason. Yeah, it wasn't a good look. And earlier I said, man, it's every time I look at it, it looks worse. Big up to BX Gunner in the building. If we win tomorrow, Canadian Michael Jackson won't stop running his mouth about it. Even if we go out of every cup early and bottle the league again. You want to know something? You know it. Moise didn't even replace his CDM when Gay Healer went off. He just went off with it. I think Moise said, like, I think what he did, what it appeared to me, what he did was like he set time hacks where he said, okay, if we get to this minute without conceding, I'll do this. If we got to that minute without conceding, we'll do that. It was whether it was 5, 10, or 50-minute increments. That's what he did, and he stuck to it, and he got to the 80th minute, and he said, okay, now I'm going to do it. Then he takes off, was it Hall? He brings on Beto and takes off McNeil and whoever. So Moisey, yeah, he stuck to his game. Risky, but he stuck to it. Big up the views. Man, like views. You know I'm going to catch you on the watch back, man. G, watch back gang. Big up to my bro every time. Man, like Quaja say, Jesus, Odegaard, and Martinelli return. Gyökeres out as Arsenal train ahead of Bayern. That sounds like a headline. Like he go right. Quaja go right his headline. I expect Odegaard to be on the bench. I don't want to see Jesus nowhere near the pitch. And Martinelli, yeah, I expect Martinelli should get a run out. He should. Because I think Trossard will have some confidence that Trossard is on right now. I expect him to start at the weekend. Him and Martinelli will have a big part to play at the weekend. I think Trossard will start, but we all know that Trossard don't have the pace to get away from Reece James. Martinelli does. So for that reason, Martinelli will come on to a possible tired Reece James, who's been being dealt with planned substitutions as of late to manage his minutes. Yeah, can't watch that, man. It's just too much waffle for me. Oh, it was Quaja's birthday. Hey, Quaja, what's today's called? Quaja's birthday. Didn't know it was Quaja's birthday, man. Quaja, you know how we do over here at BBK Sports, bro. If it was your birthday, my G, you know we got to hit you with the busy signal. Happy belated birthday, my G.
Yeah, happy birthday, yeah, my friend. Yeah. One more year, pandem.
Yeah, man. One Bola vibes. Give thanks for life. Next year we're doing it again. Yeah.
One Bola vibe. Give thanks for life. Next year we're doing it again. Yeah.
Big up to Quaja, people. Happy belated birthday to Quaja. Quaja probably turned 20. 19 or 20. Sucks older than that boy. Raya or Kepa against Bayern. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to Kepa starting, and here's why. David Raya, his ass needs to know that that's unacceptable. He needs to know that he's going to be held to account if he gets lobbed again. Now, I was thinking that before I saw the still frame photos and watched the goal over and over again, because I actually believe that Zubi has more to shoulder for that goal than Raya. But Raya is not blameless. He is not blameless. He has a part to play. He needs to be able to sniff out danger earlier and get his ass back in the goal. Big up to Normski, the legend that is Normski. Keep his streak going on the Bruised Banana this Thursday, because I won't be there, my J. I got some Thanksgiving turkeys and some meals to dish out on actual Thanksgiving Day. But big up to Normski. Normski, you got to get me on, man. You got to get me on the 6:30 show these days. Big up to you, though. The legend that is Normski. I didn't say it was cringe to talk about us, though, so don't know where that came from. It's never cringe, man. Anytime I get a chance to take a dig at United or a dig at at Liverpool, I'm gonna do so. And now is as good as time as any, right? Because 18 points. I think you might have both sitting on 18 points. Now, the 18 points thing, right? The 18 points thing between Liverpool and the rest, because there's a whole bunch of team on 18 points. It's a false signal. Because right now, between 12th and 4th, only 3 points separate. So it's a whole lot of bandwidth there within one game. So over the next 2 weeks, 12th place team Liverpool could be 4th or 3rd. Yeah, probably 4th. So while you're there, we have to laugh at you because we know you won't be there for long, or we hope not. If Raya was in position, the defenders closed down Richie. The keeper was in no man's land. Now, I get that he's not going to be on his own line or stuff or standing on the 6, but he was damn near in the frame, in the photo frame, as soon as the ball was nicked. Indicates he was that high up. While Zubi had Timber straight ahead, had Saliba at a diagonal, and had Declan to his 6. So Zubi has to do better there. But like I said, Raya is not blameless. He has a part to blame. I know it won't happen, but I'd rotate pretty heavy. Give the players a rest. Raya, White if fit. Mascara. That's it, Salvin. Hincape, MLS, Marino, Ethan, Trossard, Noose. Oh, damn, that is heavy rotation. Timber's playing, man. Timber's gonna play. I wouldn't mind seeing Skelly. I actually wouldn't mind to see, even if he's gonna say he did this. Say he did White, Saliba, Mascara, and Capier at left back, and play Skelly in the midfield and rest Declan. Because we need Declan for Chelsea. You know, that heavy metal midfield of Caicedo clattering into everyone. We're gonna need Declan to mitigate some of that. So we need, and Chelsea plays today. They get an extra day's rest. Big up to me though. So I wouldn't mind seeing Skelly in midfield, and I think that's even more unlikely to happen. Very, very unlikely, because it's just Skelly's is in the microwave at the minute. Every stream BBK talk about it. Come from under that rock. What I talk about? What I missed there? And I'll talk about the relevant topics, man. If United are relevant, because they're the newest Premier League loser, of course I have to touch on that. Start Kepa. Don't need a sprained wrist versus Chelsea. Everton and United above Liverpool, monster. What's going on? Yeah, right. It's nice. Yeah, it's a cold world down there, you know. 12 or negative goal difference. You man have Wolfie talking so much. Man. If it up to me, full 11 rotation. We play Sunday, then Wednesday versus Brentford rotate. If it wasn't Bayern, I think he would, Lynch. If this was the Club Brugge game, if this was the Carriot game, shit, if this was even Olympiacos, but it's Bayern. They're the best in Europe. This is European elite. This would be criminal, because then we could get beat up. We could get punched up pretty bad. Or imagine a world where he does that and we still get a result. He'll be seen as a genius. Of course, he would love that, but he's more risk averse. I think he's more risk averse than he is concerned about being an actual genius. So I don't think he will do that at all. Big up to me though, man. Big up. We got 30 locked in people. We got 17 likes. Let's get the like count up. My G's. Manners and respect. Oh, Marley Salmon. Oh, hell no, Doc. Harry Kane versus kindergartners. Oh, hell. That would be a slaughterhouse. Complete slaughterhouse, man. Brother. I get it. That's thick skin, Thick skin, man. I can't come on here and talk football with thin skin, I can't, man. Hey, listen, we all should know Sheldon by now, man. When Sheldon gets on his bike, he goes for whoever. And even if they were directed at me, the monster, I can take it, bro. I'm a big boy, Thick skin, man. Big up to Rambo Kanamba. Big up to you, my family. Man, that's not respect every time, every day of the week. Now, people, I want to ask the question, right? When we talk about the best young managers in the world, it's a thing, right? Mikel Arteta is 40 something. He's a young man, right? You're 40. You know, my granddad always told me that 40 is the old age of youth, but the youth of old age. So Mikel Arteta is 40 something. He's a young manager, even though he's been on the job for time. Young guy, right? But when the best young managers in the world are being spoken of, why doesn't Vincent Company name come up? Why? Is he not one of the best young managers out there? Or are people holding the Burnley relegation against him? Because here I am sitting here calling Bayern Munich one of the best teams in Europe, which they are. They have deserved that. One of the best attacks, and it's the biggest job in Germany. And he got that job under fire, under pressure, because they were coming off losing the Bundesliga to Bayer Leverkusen. And he steered the ship straight, and he's doing a fantastic job in that capacity. So why isn't his name coming up in one of the best young managers in the world? Because Arteta name sure damn sure comes up. He has a Bundesliga medal, probably going to run away with it again this year. And one of the heavy favorites to win the Champions League. So he is a prime example of what happens when someone else is given a chance. Because he was replacing a manager who I believe is better than him in Thomas Tuchel. But just a change of voice. I actually take another example. I do believe that Jurgen Klopp, no one can convince me that Jurgen Klopp is a bad manager. I actually believe Jurgen Klopp is better than Slot. Jurgen Klopp leaves, Slot comes in, whether he tweaked a little something or didn't tweak anything at all. To be fair to him, I did think he tweaked a little something. I think he got a lot out of Gravenberch last year that Klopp did in the previous season. So what I'm saying, I said all that to highlight just how much of a difference a change in voice can make. So at the end of this season, if we're not holding up multiple trophies or one of the big ones, no matter how close we come, no matter how, I don't care if we get to all the finals, a change in the voice, a simple change in voice, direction, tactics can mean a world of difference. Yes, sir. Yeah, for the Gideon, brother. Ready for the Bayern Munich attack tomorrow. Trial by fire, only advocating because of rotation. MLS showed its class against the best. Think you the opportunity to show us what they got. Yeah, and I do agree with that's a fair challenge. Because then, these guys are fit, they're physically fit, but they also need match sharpness. They can be in the greatest shape in the world, but you need that on-field time, your routine. And I do like Skelly getting minutes somehow always lead to Ethan getting more minutes because they link up so well together. I would love nothing more tomorrow than to see us up 2-3-0, cruising, and then he brings on the youth to extend the lead because those guys don't come on to see our games. When Ethan comes on, he wants to get his name on that score sheet because he knows he's not getting big minutes to make an impact. So that's why he is so direct when he gets on the pitch. Give me the ball, I'm going one way. There's 7 minutes left in the game. I need to make it count. So I'm here for it. If useless was electricity, what team would be a power station? It's the first. Whenever I hear the term useless, Tottenham is the first name that pops up in my head. It's United. I tell you what, after that performance yesterday, yeah, they fit the bill. Who the cap fit, let them wear it. Because that was better. I think the internet would have had a meltdown. Can you imagine Cundy and all these other Tottenham men that are on TalkSport and all this shit? Arsenal lose yesterday to a 10-man at home. Oh, brother, it would have been mad. They're only above on goal difference, so let them have their moment in the sun. Our worst is their best, both for Everton and United. It's the Bayern tax, but he is good. We're talking about Kane or Elise? Because I rate Both of them, man. Highly. The table don't lie, unfortunately for you. Yeah. The table does lie sometimes, especially earlier on in the season. Slot not good. Slot below Arteta. Man, that Premier League trophy weighs it weighs heavy, don't it? He drops it on the table, bang. He drop it's recent. He still shiny. The FA Cup from 2020 got a little bit of dust on it. So I don't know if he is below, because one has done it and one hasn't. And one took it from the one who should have had it. So Arteta could be the coulda, woulda, shoulda guy. Right now, Slot is the guy that did. Right? And this is what confidence does, right? When you win a Premier League in your first season, it breeds a level of confidence that will allow you to go out and spend $450 in the transfer window. Now, do any of us believe that if Arne Slot didn't win the league last year, PSG would have given him $450 in the transfer window? No, fuck no. But the fact that he won the league and the way that he won the league, it created a certain level of trust between him and the board. They were like, this guy knows what he's doing. Look what he just did in the league. Look what he did, only spending $8 million for Chiesa or whatever. It was cheap, a pack of chips. So if he's able to do that, imagine if we break the transfer record and give him some money. We're setting up for a period of dominance. Their words, not mine. That's what I heard. Big Preach and D-Dubs and all them, man, said Liverpool are setting up for an era of dominance in their transfer window. And it appeared to be so. But all of that I don't think all of that would have happened the way that it happened had he not won the Premier League. So winning it has to count for something. I have to respect it. Slot has a league title in his first season. Don't act 8th, and 5th. Didn't happen. No, Arteta started coaching us in 2023, bro. He picked it up in 2023 and just started running with it. Useless Villa. I don't know, man. Villa was useless in their first 5 games. They were winless in their first 5 games. I think they had 2 draws, 3 losses. Scoreless for like their first 3 or something like that. And now they're 4th. So, and I actually, this might be controversial. And it might sound a little boy tennish, a little chested. But I think Villa will give us a better game than Chelsea. I'm not saying the game against Chelsea is going to be easy. But I'm saying when we go to Villa Park, I think it will be a bigger test. And the game will be more difficult to win than Villa Park. Because we've been winning at Stamford Bridge for time. That we haven't lost there in 7 years. Yeah, we are useless with Amorim. So Amorim back in the doghouse. Now he has to, prove himself. And then, you got what? Palace, West Ham, Wolves. Yeah, I think you beat Wolves. West Ham, who knows what West Ham is going to show up. But that Palace game is going to be tricky. Very tricky. But don't say it's cringe to talk about United when you're here chatting about all your rivals and tell me to make Liverpool relevant. My club is more relevant than, Liverpool, Man United will always be relevant here. We talk about the big boys club, BBK style. Bayern tax talk about company. I mean, he had to do the job, innit? That's what I'm saying. Like he still had to steer the ship. Now, do I think if company went to Bournemouth, he would have did the same thing? I mean, at Dortmund, he would have did the same thing? Probably not. But he still had to manage those big players, those big egos, and that. If Slot isn't good and won a league title before Mikel, what does they say about Mikel apart from abject, incompetent failure? AIF. I'm going to trademark that. AIF. Abject, incompetent failure. Tag Mikel. Slot below Arteta despite doing what Arteta has been trying to do for 6 years in his first year. I have to respect it. If we had went toe to toe with Liverpool, and it went down to the last day, maybe. But the way he walked it, yeah, it's stung more than the previous two. I'm not gonna lie, because it was meant to be ours, right? That was the narrative: is be there, thereabouts, be there, thereabouts, compete. City gonna fall off soon. Boy, did they fall off! They fell off. We finished above them twice and didn't win the league. Oh Lord! And the thing is, City won more games than us last year. We won 20 games last year. They won 21 in their off year. And they got to a final. They lost to Liverpool. That's why. Oh, that's the useless. Okay. Oh, Jesus. I guess we're useless too, because we lost to Liverpool as well. So anyone will give Arsenal a better game than Spurs. Now, I really think Villa will give us, because this Unai Emery, he will go to Anfield and do that dumb shit, play out from the back and essentially, give a pre-assist, for the 2-0 defeat. But against Arteta, he always has, kind of tactical masterclass up his sleeve. Don't know where he gets it from, but he does it. Palace will put us in a spliff. Yeah, this is the thing is, like, I hope Palace get all their good performances out the way before we play them in the EFL Cup, because we have the toughest of the draw. Chelsea are in the semis. United had Liverpool has, well, who they got? Brentford. Oh shit, Liverpool are out. Liverpool are out to Palace. City has Brentford, and I think Newcastle has Fulham or something like that. But either way, we have the toughest of the draw. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to Glasner in a one-off game. He is a bad boy. 1 win in 9 years at Anfield. What's your record at Old Toilet in those 9 games? A lot better than 1 in 9. Yeah, Anfield is not our place, man. And we had a golden opportunity to change that. I took that shit to bed. Emery dropped 3 points in consecutive games, losing momentum game by game. Now we're in a rut versus Palace, who will slap us into a new dimension. Not gonna lie, I'm not confident that you beat Palace, but I think you can get a draw. I'm not confident of that after that yesterday. I don't know what that. Maybe if you get Cunha back, your chances go from 50-50 draw to 60-40 win, 70-30 maybe. One of them ones. I've been saying players are bailing him out for weeks, but oh no, what an unbeaten streak he is on. You can be objective about your team. We did say that, but and that narrative would have continued if Xerxes bailed him out yesterday. But Everton, they dug in, man. They were resolute. I think if it was 0-0, maybe you nick a goal. The fact that they had something to defend, they were playing for 3 points instead of 1, and it gave him like a third wind, because they were tired. We could have made ground on the top 4 for Spurs and 10 men. Everton, we ain't getting top 4, bro. More likely 10th place. I started the season saying that the top 6 would reset, and then it looks like it's not going to happen. Then United goes on a run, and then it looks like it's going to happen, and then so I don't know. But you may go on. You might be onto something there. I'm saying, if that's the rubric, if losing to Liverpool is the benchmark for you, then they beat us. But we won at St. James's Park, which ain't for everybody if you know a City fan. We won at Old Trafford, which is not for everyone if you know a Chelsea fan. And I don't know what's projected when Liverpool go to Old Trafford. That might be the next biggest fixture that I'm looking forward to outside of Arsenal. Because I did predict that United would beat Liverpool this year, but I predicted it to be at Old Trafford. Because after we won at Old Trafford, I said, hot take, Liverpool will lose at Old Trafford, because Man United are not losing to their 2 biggest rivals at home. And they already lost to us the first day of the season. So that game, Whatever, I need to find it on the calendar, bookmark it, make sure I don't have anything else going on, because I know our game won't be on at the same time, because I will be tuned in. Big up to African King. Manners and respect. Big up to you, bro. Make sure that we're subbing to African Academy people. Chelsea fan, does great content. Does basketball, does NFL. I think he does wrestling and some F1 stuff as well. Big him up. Bringing up Arteta because I said Slot not good. Why is he garbage too? Yeah, I guess both things can be true. But one has a Premier League title and one don't. So it's, to be honest, Arteta is copying Slot from last season. Go big early in the league and give up everyone at bay and keep everyone at bay till everyone else gives up. Especially that tactic or that strategy can work, especially if the other big six guys start punching up each other. Right? So let's say Chelsea go to the Etihad and win, but we slap Chelsea on Sunday and they're 9 points behind, and then they go take City out. You know, that's what I hope for, a crab in a barrel season, because we're going to need all that help we can get by the time we get to City. Because even though Chelsea are closer to us right now, I do believe we beat them at the weekend. And I do think City will keep us within 6 or 7 points consistently. So if we can get some help from, the Brightons who already did their part, do we can Sean Dyche, Sean Dyche going around to the big boys doing God's work. Xerxes is rusty as hell. Still the only player that make anything happen. He is rusty. And I heard many United fans kind of like, why is he not playing? Because he was playing Mason Mount false nine for a while Xerxes, I was like, is Xerxes injured? I'm like, nah, bro, he's fit. Amorim just doing Amorim things. Scapegoated again. Said, man, you are so shit. How do you lose to Everton? Boys there had to do the business, man. Big up to Jordan in the house. Big enough LFC monster. Harsh red card, in my opinion. Yeah, I thought the ref could have did give him a talking to or whatever, but he went, slap the shit out of him though. Watch Dorgu. He's literally headless. You know what? I was defending Dorgu at one point, saying, because I did see flashes of brilliance from him, at least going forward sometimes. But the more I watch him, after I said he was good, the United fans said, no, he is shit, watch him closer. And then I watched him for Denmark the other night against Scotland, and I was like, my God. Even though he scored, I was like, shit, this guy is fucking awful. What was I looking at? Bertha has got Arteta in check and walking a thin line. That thin line has to lead to a trophy, and then he's gone. He's got to bounce. Not really violent conduct, in my opinion. Really, so it's a modern day game, isn't it? Two teammates having a go at one another. The ref should have been like, that's a family meeting. That's family business. Leave him alone. Because it's not like that was gonna cause a fight between anybody else. It's two teams going at it. Yeah, little push, little shove, but he'll learn from this, because now he knows he is a marked man. Whenever he get into any kind of scuffle now, this will come up. That United fan, Flying Pig dude, talking about going into the top 4 by winning the game 3-0 or more to end up on a losing every. Yeah. Who said that? I did see that clip. I'm in a million group chats, I can't keep up with all of them, but I did see that. The one, him and the other guy from this, the paddock guy, were doing an interview together. It was a good one. Bruno had a stinker that was long overdue. He's been decent for 3 games. Think he'll have another stinker against Palace, man, because that damn Adam Morton and that Japanese dude, this is Kamada. Palace midfield is good. So we'll see how it goes. What we got? Ahmad has no idea when to attack and when to control. That suggests to me that he's not playing freely. Like he's got I see that in our team a lot. when Saliba gets the ball and he has so much space to step into to try to be that extra man. Saka is pulling the defenders there, and Eze is pulling the defense, and there's so much space, but he just doesn't. Feels like he doesn't have the confidence to step into that space. And the one time that he did it, it led to a goal. Brian, absolute shit show for him. Yeah, it wasn't his best game. Euro wasn't his best game either. 15 seconds, 15 seconds into the North London Derby, and he was doing it. I clocked that. I'm like, it's 50 seconds on the clock. What kind of instructions he already given already? Come on, Mikhail. And Ja was running rings around him like he wasn't there. No one closed him down. Big up to Jagans. Manners and respect. Yep. Big up, people. Got to our 20 likes. Big up for that. Big up to Trimless. Big up to Trimless FC, people. Make sure we're subbing to Trimless as well. Resident Arsenal fan. Does great content. My G. Jagans in the Merseyside is blue. Big up. And listen, Sean Dyche, big him up. Big up Sean Dyche for going to Anfield and taking 3 points from Liverpool. And these men going on the road to make United misery continue for another week. Because I do believe you're going to start hearing the Amorim out shouts again if they lose to Palace next week. If they draw, maybe not so much. You might not hear it a whole lot. But if they lose that game, you will hear Amorim out shouts again. And then the camp unsettled. And because they only have 1 game a week, the stench lasts. It just stings a whole lot more. Because even as shit as Tottenham are, or as shit as they were, they have to get over it because they play tomorrow. They don't have time to sit and look over this loss. Big up to Ozzy. Manners and respect, bro. Hope you're good. You damn right I'm salted. The mofo stole my prem. Ball fraud number 2. Yeah, he snatched Arteta's chain. I can't lie. So all the anger that I have for Arteta is because it allows Liverpool fans to talk to us a certain way still. Because them man, we're doing the second thing. Them man did 5th, 3rd, 1st. None of this hovering in second, waiting for City fall off. They saw the City fall off and went straight for the kill. We're over here simping. Like our Arsenal fans, we're the simp. We're simping. We're pulling out chairs. We're sending her flowers. We're doing all that stuff. And Liverpool fan, the Liverpool faithful, that big mandingo just come in and just whoop, take her and beat her down. And you over here trying to do all the romancing. Nope. That man just came and took our chick, took our trophy. Slot cannot survive December. I tell you what. Lose to West Ham. No, let me rephrase that. Anything other than 3 points versus West Ham, and he's out of there. Then it becomes untenable. I'm sorry. Because West Ham has been relegation fodder. I know Nuno's give him a lift, even though they drew against Brentford. But anything other than 3 points, if they draw that, especially if they draw it in a stinky way like we drew at Stadium of Light, then it becomes untenable. Then I do believe that he will have lost them. And they'll turn on him. Manners and respect to Dr. Seymour Butts and feel the red. Big you up. Say, I no longer enjoy football. You slap PSV tomorrow, you be all right. And I do think you beat PSV. Now, I did. LFC Monster mentioned this yesterday, and I did think about it, and I think he is right. The PSV game is at Anfield. Can't lose that either. Must win that. I said, nah, bunch on Dyche. He took a couple of points from us still over the years. Big up Ozzy, man. Yeah. You can't be no fair weather fan, Anfield the Red. Thick and thin. That's what Never Walk Alone is all about. You can't let your boys walk alone. You have to stick with them. Yeah, man. While we were doing the foreplay thing, Liverpool just came in and just snatched the meat. Because it's boring watching LFC right now. Slot playing haram ball. I don't know what slot system is right now, to be fair. I think the football fans in general are confused. Like, what is slot ball? What is our tactics? Are we doing the inverted thing? We're doing the overlapping thing. You know, I saw Kirkes sometimes. I don't know what position Kirkes was playing. It looked like he was in do some Calafiori shit, but he was in the 10. You know, him and Robo getting cooked. But I can't blame Robo for getting cooked. He's 34 years old, and that's something that he's old. Old man. Who's the emergency slot replacement? Jurgen Klopp. This would be wicked for the sport, because then all the rivals, you will see him put that tiny little asterisk next to that league. Slot didn't win shit. That was Klopp's team, and Klopp had to come back and salvage the season. Yeah, but it ain't Stevie G. I think Slot would take it. I say Kenny. Oh no. PSV. They're back, bro. They're back. Slap up Madrid. They're back. Take that 1-0. Go get slapped 3-0 by Rodri FC without Rodri. And to concede 3 goals in 3 consecutive match weeks and not score any, you would think you might have on a road trip somewhere. But to let a 19th place team. Now I don't know which is worse, because this is like prime banter shit, right? Prime banter shit. If you're looking at it, the match week result, and you say you have the Premier League champions who broke the transfer record twice, lost at home to a 19th place relegation team. Bad. It's bad. Then you have Man United, biggest club in the world, biggest club in England, that stuff, at home, have a man sent off in the 13th minute, play 80-something minutes at home against 10 men and lose the game. Concede and lose the game. And you're like, you're splitting hairs of which one was actually worse. Jesus. It's good not to be a part of that conversation, to be fair. Not gonna lie. Exactly. How the fuck can one like Arteta? He got his chain snatched, got shoved off the 8-point lead by Pep. I can't respect this man. He has to earn that respect, bro. He has to. He's got to go get back his chain, and the chain is the Premier League trophy. You have to go get it back. And 31 August at Anfield was prime opportunity for him to let everyone know that I'm coming back for my chain. And I really think he missed an opportunity there. We're first even worthy of scoring 3 goals. Bro, they should have had 4. They had the ball in the net 4 times. That dubious handball. McAllister kicked the shit out of Sangari in the box. Should have had a pen. There may be a period of mourning and grieving when Arteta gets sacked. Arteta's sexual will be beside himself. Brother, 24-hour stream. Whether we win the league or he gets sacked, we're gonna have a 24-hour stream. We'll find 6 or 8 content. Watch it. Listen, we can do 3 8-hour shifts, 4 6-hour shifts, 6 4-hour shifts, but we'll non-stop celebration. Sack or the trophy. Either one. I'm gonna pop this bottle of Gentleman's Jack with my boy Vigilante, and it's on. 5th May. Oh, yeah. Cinco de Mayo. I'm ready for that one. Yep. Be good weather. Go down to the pub. Get me some sangrias. And that one is on. Hopefully by then we're Premier League champs. Because if not, if I'm sitting on eggshells, I'm going to be quiet. Slot will survive. He has credit in the bank. And the Yota tragedy is totally unexpected paradigm for Liverpool to endure. Liverpool gonna get Xavi on double Arteta's money. I actually heard, was it Rams? I heard Rams say it would take Xavi Alonso because he's under pressure at Real Madrid, and him and Vinny and this and that. I don't know if he leaves Madrid for Liverpool. I think if he's unemployed when the job becomes open, he'll take it. How about Ange of Lord. Ange at Liverpool. I think Mo Salah would appreciate that. I do. I think Mo Salah would thoroughly appreciate edge ball because then he's going that way. And Edge actually creates a system that creates abundance of chances. Big up to the legend that is Shane Gooner in the chat. My brother, hope you are good. It's the first game I check every year. Gotcha. Yeah, first game for me is always Tottenham away. I look at that one. But yeah, Cinco de Mayo, I'll be checking that one. Slot blundered the big game, selling Diaz and Nunez, allowing Trent to leave. Team is fucked now. Ooh, shit. Uncomfortable conversation. Ooh, shit. Big up to Kurt. City fan. Appreciate you stinking up the place at St. James's Park. St. James's Park winning there for everybody. Big up. Yeah, they're definitely missing Diaz. Now, they will admit that, but I don't know too many Liverpool fans who will admit that they miss Nunez. I think they do. I agree with you. I think they do miss Darwin Nunez. I do. But because he created chaos. You know, all the stats that they make up to defend Verts now. They would use to criticize Nunez. You know, it's all agendas, isn't it? Slot has had dreaded vote of confidence from Hughes and Edwards in a recent article similar to Rodgers before he got the sack. Who knows? I remember Ali got the confidence boost before they sacked him. Even Ten Hag got the fact that they have to speak on any kind of he is our guy tells me that he is not safe. Because I do believe if Amorim had lost to Sunderland, he would have been sacked. I'm not gonna lie. I think he would have been completely out of there. Real Madrid are fuming at Alonso. Well, the fact that they clawed back that 2-2 draw against Elche to go get ahead of Barca buys them a little bit of time. As long as he stop, but they start to tumble, he's there. You know, he's on a day-to-day. You know, like on a month-to-month lease before you get he doesn't have a long-term lease there. No, man. I don't know. He won the league against all the odds. None of that was on Slot. Hughes and Edwards was driving the force on transfers, not Slot. Now, I don't think Slot wanted Nunez, Lefty Master. We have to be fair about that one because even this is okay. After you won the league, he was still playing Diaz as a false nine. That tells me that he didn't want him. That tells me that he's sending a signal to the board. Get me a striker. I don't want this guy. Because Diaz playing false nine and Nunez is on the bench with the big number 9 shirt on his bench. You know? And you know I'll be there. Stab me red eye. 24 hours. We're doing it. I'll create a whole new WhatsApp group for that one. Man said Forrest had 4. Now Slot is a fraud, calling it now. They had the ball in the net 4 times, and the ref ruled it out for offsides. You know, yeah. But see that 500 mil Sheldon? The Premier League trophy is what bought him that time. Said, bro, I found your channel because of Lee Gunner. Big up to you, Kurt. Big up to Captain Guns. Leader of the resistance. Leader of the Arteta out movement. But big up to you, my guy. Welcome. The legend that is Shane the Gooner. Shane. Kurt. Hey, Shane, or Sean, like Suge calls him. Hopefully City wins. No, City played tonight. I thought you played tomorrow. Let me see who City got. Leverkusen, up 3 points, 4-0. Leverkusen a shit, bro. Leverkusen a shit. Ajax and Benfica a shit. Them man are winless. This is 35 versus 36, bottom of the table. Battle of piss and shit. You know, how this? Nah, just Jose Mourinho, brother. It's time to hang it up, blood. Like, seriously. Benfica, 35. Come on. Jose came to St. James's Park and got embarrassed. Leave the football before the football leaves you. Carragher. Frimpong was arguably the worst defensively than Trent. And to add to that, he doesn't attack nearly as well as Trent. And and Mo Salah is suffering from that massively. Mo Salah is suffering from those Trent balls, or the lack thereof. And that will all come out in the book. Until Arteta gets it done, he's down the pecking order of managers' accolades. He's on a level pegging with managers who have won one cup until he proves otherwise. So he's there with Glasner. He's there with Eddie. Yeah, they're thereabouts. But he's paid like a big boy. Uncomfortable conversation called the level-headed Arsenal fan Rashid. No one on the other side of the fence considers Rashid level-headed. They lump us all together. Lee was right. City did get robbed at the same time. Haaland and Foden got to score them chances. Yeah, that was a stone cold pen for me, or that was a red card even. Diaz got roasted by the Liverpool fan base. They can't complain now. They rinsed him, bro. They rinsed him every time. They called him all kind of shit. But I don't get that same energy for Verts for some reason. City should have had 2 pens, and Newcastle's second goal should have been a goal. But like I said, Haaland got to score. Foden. That Foden chance was, especially this version of Foden that's in form for club and country. I expected him to do better there. On his stronger left foot as well, To be honest, there's no standout replacement for Slot, but Edwards and Hughes got it right when Klopp left, and they easily can do it again. Yeah, I think if Javi Alonso is unemployed at that time, he'll be first choice. But it ain't Steven G. Not after that shit he did at at Villa. Villa was upset they fired Dean Smith after that shit job that Stevie G did over there. Doctor, I heard we'll be linked with that Elche midfielder Rodrigo Mendoza. I'm gonna have to ask Lee about him because Lee watch all these Spanish ballers, and watches Primera Division and Segundo religiously. Good baller though, from what I hear. Nunes barely played last season. Can't miss a player who just sat on the bench 90% of the season. So, Monster, I remember the Brentford game. You were drawn 0-0, and he came on and scored a brace. He did contribute. I will defend Darwin Nunes there. He did contribute to your league title. Will not let you do this Darwin slander. Yeah, I won't. Now, the fact that you signed Ekitike and Isak is an upgrade on Darwin, especially Ekitike, not Isak at the moment. But Darwin did contribute. He did contribute to your Premier League title. Let's go pre that Brentford game if you get the one that I'm talking about. But I know you remember. Barn Slut is moving like Bonnie Blue. Everybody getting a pump. Alonso to me is Arteta light. But the thing that they all have over Arteta is they have won, a domestic league title. Leverkusen, Feyenoord, albeit different league. You get it. Foden can't play in tight games, so he doesn't like tight. He likes the Bonnie Blue type games. Way open. Yeah, pack them. Yep, they're gonna get their shit pushed in. Remember training day? Hey Holmes, you've had your shit pushed in. How can Darling have barely played? He got 30 league games. He can't be off the bench. Yeah, I think Darwin Nunes actually contributed, man. Enrique would be good for Liverpool. Yeah, top manager, ain't it? Treble. And did a treble with 2 different teams. It's big boy shit. I disagree with Waha because Foden played well against Arsenal, and that was a tight game. I don't think Liverpool even beats West Ham. Then he's gone then. He's sacked. Because a draw won't suffice, Skirt. They draw this game 1-1, 0-0, 2-2. Done. It's out of there. His position will be untenable. Waha disagrees that he played well in that game. None of you did. Hit the like button, people. I must go into my indulge in my vices. Yes, we're on 24 likes, people. I can vibe with it. He had that Brentford match, 1 goal versus Villa, and that's about it. Darwin Nunes was a hindrance the majority of the season. Look at me sitting here defending Darwin. I think he did contribute more than you giving him credit for, Monster. We can comfortably say Glasner is better than Arteta. He did need 6 years and £1 billion to win the FA Cup, a bit of a mid-table team. Arteta is one of the worst failures to ever manage. So the thing is, right, if Glasner loses Olise, wins the FA Cup, then loses Eze and goes to win this EFL Cup, then the conversation is done. Done. There is no conversation. He's clearly better. League getting ready for bets. Florian. What's Liverpool forms in the UCL like this season? They aren't terrible, but I don't think they're top 8 right now. They're right at 8th. So they don't win today, they could fall out the top 8. But I think the worst case scenario, they go into the playoffs, even though I don't think they want no parts of that. But Slot can have his say on who he doesn't want, but no say on who comes in apart from the type of profile he would like. You would know this better than me, to be fair, so I'll take your word for that one. Glasner has a trophy-winning track record before he took over at Palace. You can see him going to Liverpool if he goes at the end of this season. BX Gunner agrees. Jota, big miss for Liverpool. RIP to him, my favorite player. So this is the thing, Kirk. I hear that shot, and I do believe that they do miss him. But I didn't hear any of this when they were 5 for 5. If I heard any of this when they were 5 for 5, I would hear it now. But when they were 5 for 5, it was mentality monsters. We're this, we're that, and all of a sudden they're stinking out the place, and we're still mourning. Sounds like a cop out for me. Ekatike as either same to or close to what Darwin has last season. You can't say we need to replace Nunes' goals from last season. He did contribute, man. He did contribute something. I'm not standing for this Darwin slander. Justice for Darwin. Justin for Lucho. Justin for both of them. That's why I said 90% of the season he had one good game. That's included in the 10%. Big up to Mark. I hope Mikel will not be afraid against Bayern like he did for Man City. I think he'll go for more control in this game. I don't think, because you don't want Bayern running ragged at the Emirates. They don't need much to get a chance. Do we beat Chelsea? I do think we beat Chelsea. I said earlier before you popped in the stream, I think the Villa game, I think Villa will give us a better game than Chelsea. Even though I do think I actually think Chelsea win tonight versus Barcelona. I do. And here's why. That fucking Barcelona coach, you see how Barcelona defend? Enzo gonna have a field day tonight with those through balls. They play on the halfway line. Hansi Flick is Ange. Yep. He's reckless. Now, Barcelona will score, but yeah, I think Chelsea going to put a few past them tonight. Lamine Yamal up against Cucurella. Cucurella going to do his shithousery. He might get sent off. If he gets sent off, maybe he don't. Maybe Chelsea don't win. But I think if Chelsea, they do have a red card history problem this year. I do believe if Chelsea keep 11 men on the pitch, they beat Barcelona. Because of the way Barcelona defend, they could easily be a 4. Criminal defending. If you look at that Club Brugge game, every time I looked up at the screen, Club Brugge was one-on-one clean through against Szczesny. Kurt thinks we draw with Bayern. I wouldn't be heartbroken at all. I hope Coventry keep winning. They're winning run tonight. Yeah, I hope we draw them in the FA Cup. I want the easiest way. Yeah, that's what we heard. We didn't hear they're still mourning. It was championship mentality. If anything, the Jota thing is supposed to help them play better. Tap into that. At minute number 20, when everyone stands up, that's supposed to drag the ball in the net. So everyone can do the Game Boy thing. Chelsea Barcelona, yeah, it's a good one. It's going to be a good one. I might go to the pub. No, I got shit to do today. I can't even go to the pub. I'm going to have to watch that at home. Darwin will be in Serie A next year. I think he stays in Saudi for the year and collect all that money tax free. I don't want any Liverpool fans getting on City for how much money we spent. Look what they just did. Massive transfer window. That's why the pressure is ramping up. Would rather see us win a trophy this year, but in return keep Arteta for the next 5 to 10 years, or sacrifice the season to endure is the departure. I rather win the trophy this year. But in return, keep him for the next 5, 10 years. I think over the next 5, 10 years, even with the trophy this year, he'll have a season so stinky they will be forced to sack him. So I'll take the trophy. Barcelona are weak at defense. They're shit. You know, they make Ange look like he was. They make Ange look like he was Jose. Shootout. I can see this being 4-3. But now that we've said that, it'll probably be a dead 1-0. It's not just about the result; it's the performances too. If we win a 1-0 with a pen versus West Ham and he played shit, the result will matter to fans compared to another poor performance. But this right here, you pretty much described the Burnley game this year. You know, where you won by 1-0 in the pen, and it was mentality monsters. I'm calling for 5+ goals. 5-2. 5-2 Barca. You imagine if Barca pepper Chelsea 5-2 going into a home game versus the Premier League leaders this weekend. It might force them to react. That's why I think if they do get a good result tonight, they'll come in overconfident and then we'll just slap them in that face, box them up. Barcelona are weak at defending, but they are way more clinical than Chelsea. Yeah, they are ruthless going forward. And this is, the odds of this happening is probably good as well. Esteval versus Jamal. Let's see how Esteval stacks up. We got proven young talent. Yeah, I mean, the Chelsea fans are already saying he's the best in the world. Yeah, 3-3 classic. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. People, thank you for another wonderful therapy session of Premier League preview, Champions League chatter. Big up on yourself. I'm going to love you and leave you. I got some stuff to get done before the early kickoff. Yeah? Slap them likes up, people. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We do this nearly, sometimes twice a day, depending on time zones and work restrictions and all that. Big up to Normski. Make sure that you are subbed to this legend right here. That is Normski. I'm going to love you and leave you, people. But like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.